All right, according to odds by ESPN Sportsbook, the only team with shorter odds to win the West than the Lakers is the Thunder. The Lakers are the 3 seed, their best seeding since 2019-2020 when they were the 1 seed, ended up winning that title in the bubble. Bobby Marks is back with us on SportsCenter. That 3-6 series is where we start, Bobby. Pick the number, okay? How many points per game does Anthony Edwards have to put up for the Timberwolves to upset the Lakers?
Randy, I'm going to say 31, and not because my favorite player is Mike Piazza of all time, but based on what Anthony Edwards was able to do last year in that Phoenix series. That's what he averaged in that series. And I think the big key for Edwards in this Lakers series is to exploit the paint here. We've seen an uptick in Edwards' three-point attempts this year. I think it's +3 per game. Get in the paint, get downhill, get easy baskets here. If the Lakers turn him into a jump shooter, this series could be over in 4 or 5 games.
I want to follow up with the Lakers side of it from just a defensive or perhaps offensive side. How do they attack the size advantage, specifically Rudy Gobert, that Minnesota brings to the table?
Yeah, they're going to need to make shots. I mean, they're going to need to rely on shooting from the perimeter here because it's basically like Gobert. It's like it's defending the castle down there as far as him down in the paint here. If you're going to attack the basket, they're going to run into trouble. But it's basically going to be their role players. It's going to be Gabe Vincent. It's going to be Dorian Finney-Smith, certainly Austin Reeves. If they can shoot from the perimeter, I'm going to say 35% or above from 3, they'll win this series. So that's going to be kind of the key to watch in that Lakers series.
Yeah, protect the castle, king of the castle. Golden State's win last night means the 7-seed Warriors get the 2-seed Rockets. How confident are you in this experienced Golden State roster being able to take down these young and inexperienced Rockets?
Well, here's how confident I am. At 1 a.m. This morning, I sent my pick in for the series, and I picked Houston in 6. I know we live in a prisoner of the moment, and I know what the betting odds say and everything, but I look at the best team during the season, not the best team since the second half, and that's the Houston Rockets. And here's why. They've got a defensive identity with their head coach, Ime Udoka. They are big. If we talked about Memphis, how big they are with Edey and Jaren Jackson, when you look at Alperen Sengun, when you look at Jabari Smith, they have an identity. I'm not buying the youth movement here. I think you have enough veterans on this team with Fred VanVleet and certainly Dillon Brooks. So for me, it's Houston in 6.
All right, Warriors opening as a -200 favorite, according to ESPN Bet. Just the second time in the last 30 years, a 7-seed. It on SportsCenter AM. It is Wednesday. Harry calls it Hump Day. I'm Randy Scott. Games that don't count but do matter in the NBA. The play-in to hammer out the details for the playoffs.
Golden State fans have appropriate reason to be concerned about this play-in because the Warriors have never won in it. They're 0-3. Matter of fact, the Grizzlies dispatched them in the play-in a couple of seasons ago. They're 3-1 against Memphis in the regular season. Are these Warriors? Also good news. You get play-in Jimmy. You get the win. He elevates the playoffs Jimmy. Gets the hoop, gets the harm, left-hand finish, 10 points in the first quarter, dubs up a half a dozen. Both Steph and Jimmy coming off of 30-point performances in their last game. But God, Morant, how does he do this, man? 3 Warriors defenders here. He goes off the backboard, other side of it, and finishes in the air. The dude is absolutely insane. He's a Cirque du Soleil performer. Scary moment here, though. I mean, falling away, he gets the bucket, but take a look, gripping the right ankle, and then if you're squeamish, look away, because the right ankle's gonna twist. And that does not look good. Took a while for Morant to gain composure and get back up. Goes to the sideline. And he's got a couple Tylenol. Not confirmed. Let me get some Aleve. Not confirmed. But it was good enough to get back in the game. And he was just as effective offensively in this game, though. Watch him jog off here. Just a touch hobbled. So, too, was Steph Curry. He injured the right wrist there with about 6.5 to go in the fourth quarter with the Warriors up 1. Was the wrist okay? Yeah, I'd say the wrist was okay. He scored or assisted on 17 of Golden State's final 19 points. He scored 15 of them, and this right here is just chemistry. Look at the ball movement. Didn't touch the floor. Jimmy to Draymond, Draymond to Steph, and then he wasn't done. Uses the screen. 6 of 13 for Curry. Gave the Warriors a 6-point lead. If they win, they get the Rockets in the first round. Those young, aggressive, Ime Udoka-led Rockets. The Memphis Grizzlies were trying to inbound the ball to tie it with 5 seconds to go, but they get called for the 5-second VIO. Not great. can't score if you don't get the ball on court. Curry went for 37. Butler went for 38. They move on. Here's Jimmy Butler after the win.
I think any team has a chance when I'm on the team, but I know that every team has a chance if Steph's on the team. So I get to play Robin. That's my Batman, and I don't know who else is. We got all the villains over there, Two-Face and Joker and Riddler, everybody else in the Western Conference. But we got a lot of games to win.
So Tuesday marked the fourth time a pair of Warriors teammates had 35 points each in a play-in tournament or playoff game. It was also just the second time Curry and a Warriors teammate each had 35 in a game in his career. Jimmy Butler had the opportunity to say, I am the butler to Steph Curry's Batman, because it's in the last name. He's the Alfred Pennyworth. Now we get our dollar's worth. NBA analyst Bobby Marks joining the program. How has the addition of Jimmy Buckets evolved Steph Curry's game in moments like this?
Well, it's allowed Jimmy Butler to play point guard last night, and Jimmy Butler finished with 6 assists last night. You could say he had 15 assists, and 9 of them were probably off hockey assists. And I think you saw certainly down the stretch last night in the last 3 minutes of the game, Steph Curry outscored the Memphis Grizzlies 10-8. And the reason why? The ability for Jimmy Butler to play the facilitator, the ability to get Steph Curry loose off screens here. And we could all say now, officially, without Jimmy Butler, this season in Golden State would have ended weeks ago here. But now they advance to the second round, or first round.
Yeah, correct. And it's a team, now they get the Houston Rockets. It's going to be a best of 7. That game 1 is Sunday in Houston. So that, of course, is Jimmy's impact on the floor. What do you see from Butler and Curry off the floor that could make them dangerous now with these playoffs?
There was a stretch last night, Gary, in the 4-minute mark in the first quarter when Golden State was up 20-16. Curry comes out of the game, and you're thinking, uh-oh, here comes Memphis right now. And that 4-point lead all of a sudden ballooned up to a 12-point lead. And it's the ability when Curry is off the floor for Butler to dominate, not just passing the ball, but certainly scoring the ball for him. For the season, when Steph Curry is off the floor with Jimmy Butler on the floor, a plus 13 points per 100 possessions. Guess what it was last night? Plus 31. So you see certainly the impact that Jimmy Butler has when Steph Curry is not on the court with him.
With Bobby, more with Bobby on the Western Conference playoffs, including if the Rockets, the 2 seed, can give Golden State some trouble, the 7 seed. Bobby, much appreciated.
All right, 7-8 matchup in the Eastern Conference last night. Down in Orlando, Trae Young and company are there. They're down in the third, and Trae to the cup gets that to go. Not the best shooting night. It was just 8 for 21. He's going to find George Niang, 1 of 6 dimes for Trae final. All right, according to odds by ESPN Sportsbook, the only team with shorter odds to win the West than the Lakers is the Thunder. The Lakers are the 3 seed, their best seeding since 2019-2020 when they were the 1 seed. Ended up winning that title in the bubble. Bobby Marks is back with us on SportsCenter. That 3-6 series is where we start, Bobby. Pick the number, okay? How many points per game does Anthony Edwards have to put up for the Timberwolves to upset the Lakers?
Randy, I'm going to say 31, and not because my favorite player is Mike Piazza of all time, but based on what Anthony Edwards was able to do last year in that Phoenix series.